Here are my thoughts on this new collection from Victoria's Secret. Look at the bows in the packaging. This is clearly holiday themed. Victoria's Secret Candied Berry Wonderland is a tart and fruity berry scent with pomegranate and sugar. It opens very tart and juicy with a sour edge. I wouldn't say the opening leans very citrus, but I'm definitely getting a quick flash of lemon before it gets sweeter. The berries are fairly generic. If I had to guess, I think the berries are a mix of everything: blackberry, raspberry, blueberry, strawberry, etc. Pomegranate usually has a depth, a bold sexiness that makes it one of my favorite fragrance notes, but not here. Here, the pomegranate is tart, not ripe or matured yet, and keeps the berries from getting too heavy or too syrupy. If pomegranate wasn't listed, I would assume that cranberry was the note. Candied Berry Wonderland does have a candied element more prominent in the dry down, but the sugar has a sharpness that makes me think sugar crystals, not fluffy or whipped at all. I'm usually not a berry person, but I really enjoyed the tartness with the fresh fruit. I rate this fruity fragrance a 7.5 out of 10. Sniff Berry Styles is more gourmand and dominates with a strong blueberry. Victoria's Secret Decadent Plum is completely different, even though they share a lot of the same notes. The powdery sandalwood is more prominent, and this scent leans more floral. Bath and Body Works Strawberry Flirt is more of a jammy strawberry with no tartness. Victoria's Secret Mirrored Palm is more floral and smells more elevated and perfume-like. By the way, my name is Pearl Denise. I love talking beauty, makeup, and fragrance. When I hit 5,000 subscribers on TikTok, 2,000 subscribers on Instagram, and 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'll be doing my first giveaway. Look at this huge bag. The giveaway will have multiple winners. Victoria's Secret Cherry Bonbon Bliss is cherry candy with cinnamon and rum. This is a very interesting fragrance. It opens with a blast of cherry with that medicinal vibe that I do not like. But as it dries, that opening goes away. Then it leaves more creamy, think almond and milk. There is also a spiciness that I spent days trying to figure out before it hit me. There is a cinnamon gummy candy to this scent. You know those cinnamon gummies that have a slight burn if you eat too many? Well, as it dries, that cinnamon becomes more alcohol-like. Liquor is listed as a note, but this reads more whiskey to me, a very faint whiskey and cinnamon to be exact. Think fireball shots, reminds me of college. Despite the complexity, this is a very, very light fragrance with no lasting power. I rate this gourmand a 5 out of 10. Despite the cherry opening, I don't really consider this a cherry fragrance. Victoria's Secret Cherry Milkshake is the only fragrance that comes remotely close. Cherry milkshake is much sweeter and more fluffy gourmand. If you can find cherry milkshake, get that one instead. Victoria's Secret Frosted Vanilla Fantasy is a floral vanilla with sandalwood and a little bit of amber. The first spray is very cold and fizzy to me. Imagine opening a cold bottle of flower flavored vanilla soda and inhaling the bubbles and fizz that comes to the surface. Yes, I know it's a weird description, but this fragrance has a cold and slightly bubbly quality. This is another vanilla sandalwood blend from Victoria's Secret, but the prominent white florals make it not as redundant. I get a grapey tuberose with a powdery hint of sandalwood and vanilla. To me, the vanilla is not as sweet or milky or even gourmand. This is a very woody vanilla, which intensifies and becomes more resinous in the amber dry down. Frosted Vanilla Fantasy has a hint of sugar glaze, but the powdery florals and woodiness dominate and keep this far from edible. I rate this warm floral a 7 out of 10. Bath and Body Works Fresh Vanilla Blossoms is also floral but much less woody with a sweeter, more fluffy quality. Victoria's Secret Vanilla Orchid Sandalwood is sweeter and leans more vanilla. It's also less woody, so the powdery sandalwood is smoother. Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Bliss is more green with a prominent violet. Victoria's Secret Vanilla Rebel is sweeter with more of that vanilla extract quality. Actually, this is a really good vanilla, so I probably would get this instead of the Frosted Vanilla Fantasy. Victoria's Secret Whipped Marshmallow Dream is a jasmine with a fluffy marshmallow in the background. Even though it opens with a sweet candy-like marshmallow, the gourmand takes a back seat in favor of the jasmine. This jasmine isn't sharp and not too heavy. With white florals, I can often detect a grape flavor. Here, the grape flavor vibe helps this fragrance circle back into the marshmallow with a hint of cotton candy. It's still mostly floral, but because of the type of jasmine, it blends more naturally into the sweetness. I can't really detect the cashmere, besides a little slightly woody dry down. I had to keep reminding myself that whipped vanilla marshmallow dream is a whipped marshmallow, not the sticky gourmand that I was hoping for. It is not gooey marshmallow. It is not toasted marshmallow. That doesn't make it any less disappointing, however. I rate this warm floral a 7 out of 10. If you missed out on Victoria's Secret Hearts and Candy, consider this to be the floral version. Hearts and Candy is obviously sweeter and more strongly marshmallow, but Victoria's Secret fragrances generally never return. This is probably the best you're going to get, so I would definitely grab it. And just as a reminder, please, if you really, really love a body mist, wait for the 5 for $36 sales and stock up because it may not come back. Bare Vanilla Brulee is warmer and sweeter with no florals. This is the closest to marshmallow that you'll get at Victoria's Secret at the moment. On contrast, with Marshmallow Dream is just more floral. It has marshmallow, but marshmallow is really not the star of the show. The soft, sweet jasmine is. Alright, time to do some perfume layering combos for this collection. As you know, I like to match the vibe of the perfume with the body mist. Not always exactly 100% the same, but they will have similar vibes. I'm not a perfumer. I don't like to create new scents. I like to enhance what's currently there. Starting with Candied Berry, I love the idea of Nest Lychee Rose because it has that fruitiness as well as some like kind of subdued rose florals that will pair so well with that. Another great combo is Philosophy Amazing Grace Intense. This one is like a raspberry fragrance, still a little bit floral, but just beautiful with the berries and the pomegranate in Candied Berry. The third combo for that would be Soy Notes Grenade. This is a pomegranate dominated fragrance that has that fruitiness and tartness that I love with Candied Berry, so these are just naturally good together. For Cherry Bomb Bomb, the top of her confession, it has like kind of like that cinnamony, um, milky vibe that matches with the Cherry Bomb Bomb Bliss. They kind of complement each other. The second combo will be Latafa Teriyaki Intense. This is an amber dominant perfume that also has cinnamon and also has kind of like that rum spiciness that will pair so well with Cherry Bomb Bomb Bliss. The last combo will be Fleur Cherry Stem. This one is a cherry fragrance, but it also has like liquor and rum to give it that complement for Cherry Bomb Bomb Bliss and to make it more fruity and cherry. For the Frosted Vanilla Fantasy, Lancome La Vie Belle Vanille Nude is an obvious natural fit because it has just kind of like that vanilla with florals that just pairs really well with that mist. A second combo, if you want more florals, is Latafa Fakhar Rose. This is a very rose or tuberose floral dominated fragrance. So if you want more florals, pair it with that. The third combo will be Zara Dark Romance, which is a jasmine and vanilla blend as well. Dark Romance, I think, is just more perfumey. It's more deep. It's not as kind of like floral, but they're really naturally good together. For with Marshmallow Dream, Ellis Brooklyn Sweet is the first one that came to mind. This has marshmallow and orris. I think that it really needs some more amped up fragrance. The second combo is very natural. Cali Bully Marshmallow 81. They're actually quite similar fragrances. They have kind of like that marshmallow sweet vibe with the fluffiness, so great together. A third combo is Killian Princess. This is another marshmallow that just goes so well with Marshmallow Dream. It also has like green tea. It's just a little kind of has that fluffiness to it. And of course, here are my rankings from most to least favorite from this collection. First place would probably go to Candied Berry Wonderland. This one is just such a nice berry. Yes, it's basic, but I really like how tart and juicy it is. I like how it's not super, super sweet, and I like how it's not super syrupy either. Second place will go to the disappointment, but still a good one, with Marshmallow Dream. It was not the gourmand I was hoping for, but it's a nice warm floral. It's going to lay well with so many other perfumes. Third place is going to go to Victoria's Secret Frosted Vanilla Fantasy, which is a nice basic floral, nothing to write home about, but I'm a floral girl. And then, of course, last place is Cherry Bonbon Bliss. It's very interesting, but I'm still a cherry hater at heart. The cherry opening was just enough to turn me off, even though it doesn't really dominate this fragrance. Also, the performance was pretty awful, even for a body mist. Overall, I think this collection is okay. It's not a must have for me, and I'm sure there will be better collections on the way. Speaking of more collections, I have a cherry fragrance roundup on the way, in addition to another Victoria's Secret video coming. You know I've got you covered for Victoria's Secret, but comment below on what you want to see besides Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I'm Pearl Denise, and this is Beauty Body Pearl.